Loving a man who runs from his own heart is one of the deepest initiations the divine feminine will face. It is a soul level experience that stretches you, breaks you open, and awakens you to the power of unconditional love, starting with yourself. This journey isn't about romance, it's about healing, it's about truth, it's about becoming. It's the embodiment of true divine love. And whether you're in separation or reunion, whether the connection finds its way back or you're being led elsewhere, know this: you are not alone in this experience. To the divine feminine, it may feel impossible to understand. How can he feel this love and still run away? How can he recognize this soul connection and yet still choose the world over us? Why is he running from the one thing his soul is calling him to? But here's the truth: he isn't running from you, he's running from himself. For the divine masculine, this connection is an activation. It forces him to see the parts of himself that he has avoided for lifetimes. It strips away his mask, his distractions, his illusions. And for a man who has spent his whole life avoiding his own heart, standing in the presence of a love this pure is terrifying. He runs because he doesn't feel worthy. He runs because love requires vulnerability, and all he has ever known is survival. He runs because your light exposes his wounds, and he isn't ready yet to heal them. This is not an excuse, it's an explanation. And just as he has his path to walk, so do you. Loving someone who runs from their own heart is a lesson in letting go while still holding on to love. You feel the connection, but you cannot force it. You see his potential, but you cannot make him step into it. You know that the love exists, but you must accept that he must choose it on his own. This is where so many divine feminines get stuck, in the waiting, in the hoping, in the questioning of their own worth. But beloved, hear this: your love is not meant to be spent in suffering. Your worth is not measured by whether or not he chooses you. Your destiny is not to wait, it is to rise. If he is running, let him, because love should never feel like chasing. Separation is not a punishment, it is a divine orchestration. It is the universe saying, you are not meant to love from a place of lack. You are meant to love from wholeness. This journey is not about someone choosing you. It is about you choosing yourself. If he needs time, give it freely. If he cannot meet you where you are, let him go with love. If he returns, let it be because he's done the work, not because you waited for him to wake up. Separation is not the end, it is the preparation. For the divine masculine, running is not a permanent state. It is a phase of soul growth. But will he return? And if he does, will he be ready? Many divine masculines circle back, drawn by the love that they never truly left behind. But here's what you must remember: love alone does not make a union successful. Alignment does. Healing does. Growth does. If he returns but still unhealed, the cycle will continue. If he returns but has not faced his wounds, the pain will return. If he returns as the same man who left, the lesson is not complete. You are not here to mother his wounds. You are here to stand in your sovereignty. If he returns, let it be as an equal, not as a project. You are not put on this earth to wait for someone to realize your worth. You are not here to convince, to prove, or to suffer for love. You are here to love deeply, to embody your divine essence, and to walk your path without shrinking for anyone. And if he is truly your divine counterpart, if he is truly your match, if he is truly meant for you, then he will find his way, not because you waited, but because you rose. Rise, divine feminine. Love does not require suffering, it requires sovereignty. We see you. We understand you. Your fear is valid and your pain is real. But love is calling you to rise beyond it. You are not meant to live in avoidance. You are not meant to love from a distance. You are not meant to walk away from the very thing that your soul craves. Your divine feminine is not your enemy. She's your activation. Face yourself and you will find her waiting, not in suffering, not in waiting, but in her highest self where she's always been. And if you cannot rise to meet her, set her free with love, because she is destined for greatness, with or without you. Choose love, choose healing, choose your highest path. I release the need to chase, to prove, to suffer. I trust that love meant for me will align effortlessly. I stand in my power, knowing I am worthy of a love that chooses me fully, without fear or hesitation. And so it is. Let this be your healing, divine feminine. You are free.